My name is Al Greenberg, CU 1948, which is my license plate. I rented a villa in Tuscany for the summer, and I asked my son and my daughter to bring their families so they could share it with us. On the way up, we passed a small town, and my son said, "This is the greatest collection of Italian art that exists in Italy. Everybody come in with me and I'll give you a lesson in Italian art." So we all went in, and he stops and he starts telling everybody who did it and why and so on and so on. But his daughter, who was 3, wasn't interested in Italian art. So I told my wife, take her into the church, sit there for a half hour before she says something that would embarrass us. So she took the little girl, the 3-year-old, into the pews, sat in the front row where they had this big crucifix right in front. And she said to this little girl, "Do you know who that is?" And the little girl said, "Peter Cooper." My son said that when my wife was pregnant, if there was a girl or a boy, they would have been named Peter Cooper.
Wow.
I was in the Air Corps, and I was a bombardier, and I was sent to England, where we flew over bombing runs over Germany. And every time you got back, which was not often, you got an air medal for every 6 missions that you flew. I flew 35 missions. I had 6 air medals. It was nothing except the general came and put it on me and so on. But after I finished flying and I was getting out of the Army, they gave points to get you out of the service. Every medal that you got was 6 points. So I got out the first day. I had 6 medals, so there's 36 points. It was more than anybody else had. I took the train that next morning, I was in California, into New York. And the next morning, I went to see the dean at Cooper Union. And I said, "I had a 1.5 years at night school, and I now want to go back to day school. Can I?" He said, "Well, sure you can go back to day school, but I can't give you any credit for that 1.5 years you had at night school." So I had 4.5 years studying at Cooper Union, and when I walked into my first freshman class, there was my wife sitting there. Only she was a younger lady then, and everybody in that class married each other, and they're all Cooper couples now. So that's the story today.
That's a wonderful